Ladies and gents, I'm Papa Smoke and welcome back to another House of Smoke video. Okay, so today on the House of Smoke we're going to discuss the wife of Metagwe and the Queen of the Sea, Sirene. Now, it was said that at some point at the beginning of 1403, when Christopher Columbus and his crew sailed off the coast of Hispaniola, which is now known as Haiti in the Dominican Republic, they actually observed mermaids jumping high out of the water. When they went back to Spain and they reported this, they were actually ridiculed for this. However, those that were there that know the truth and those that work Vodou today revere at least one of these mermaids as La Sirene. So, in his journal, Columbus actually described encountering 3 mermaids near now what's known as the Dominican Republic. He described them as twice as beautiful as they were painted. And wouldn't it be interesting if indeed these mermaids were La Sirene, Mami Water, and Jemaya? Now, for as long as humans have dared venture out and braved the currents of the sea and the vast, harsh, unforgiving conditions thereof, there has been word spread of mermaids. And not just in Haiti either. In fact, Irish poets wrote of such creatures and actually called them Mirigoch. And Japanese sailors once reported seeing beautiful women with fishtails, which they called the Ningyao. Now, I could go on citing different cultures, such as Hinduism, for example, where mermaids are recognised, or we could even go into really dark tales of the siren songs leading sailors to their untimely demise. But let's discuss La Sirene in Vodou, shall we? So, La Sirene translates roughly from Haitian Creole to English as the mermaid. She's Metagwe's Queen of the Sea, and as such, she's as changeable as the sea. And what I mean by this is she's capable of great acts of love and benevolence, as well as extremely catastrophic destruction. She's known for her chillingly beautiful voice. She's known for her trademark long, beautiful hair, and of course, her vast hoard of wealth. She's also the literal embodiment of nature's beauty, specifically the beauty of the sea, and as a result, carries a comb and a mirror. Her vast wealth to me sort of doesn't just signify money. To me, it sort of like conjures up in my mind images of the vast, rich, life-giving bounty of which the sea is capable of providing. Now, it's said amongst Vaudouisans that La Sirene walks on both roads, which means they perceive her as having both a rada and a petrol aspect too. This means she's capable of bestowing extremely powerful blessings on you, and she's also capable of leading you to a terrible watery demise. Now, when ridden by La Sirene, so in Voodoo, we call someone who has been ridden or possessed by a spirit a horse. When ridden by La Sirene, people will fall to the floor and make swimming gestures, and they will also act as if they're blowing a horn. Now, offerings to La Sirene can include a comb, a mirror, cakes with white and light blue icing on them, and parties held in her honour. You can give her champagne, other spirits, or great syrup, and in fact she will accept most libations that Agwe will accept. But remember, La Sirene is a wealthy woman and expects gifts of high quality, such as gold and pearls, for example. Now, not to worry if these offerings and these expectations are a little rich for your financial taste, because you can also present her with sort of like costume jewellery that's aquamarine in colour and adorn her altar with nautical items. She also, as I said before, loves sweet things. And the reason I'm coming back to this is, like I said, she likes cakes with white, blue or bluey green icing on. But the reason I'm coming back to this is a really interesting point. She doesn't actually eat these. She actually just prefers to look at them. So her colours are white and blue. Her specialities are music and vocal training associated with music. She can increase people's skills in the performing arts, especially if those skills or those performing arts involve an element of music to them. And she can improve your magnetism, your charisma and charm. Now, it's very interesting to know that she also, her and her husband, Metagwe, are also extremely talented at manifesting wealth and prosperity. She can also help, like I said, with magnetism and charm. And to work with La Sirene, you may use images of beautiful mermaids, you may use nautical materials, and items such as combs, fine mirrors, and things like that you can adorn her altar with. Now, just to let you know, the person that trained me in Vodou, Mambo Mama Midnight Asogwe, she actually has solid antique silver mirrors and solid antique silver hairbrushes on her altar that she stuck seashells to as offerings to the Sirène. And the reason she told me she did this is a three-way offering. Yeah, so we've got the antique solid silver, which is an item of high value. We've got the brushes and mirrors, which are items associated with beauty. And then she's also stuck specific seashells and things to them to give them a more nautical feel, to make them resonate with the Sirène a lot more. Now, on the Sirene's altar, you should also include a clear crystal bowl of water with salt added to it to symbolise the ocean. There is a little working you can do with the Sirène to help increase your magnetism and your charm. It's a sort of bath that we make to enhance your animal magnetism. To do this, you mix sea salt and condensed milk and sugar and light blue flowers in a white bowl. Then you would place this on the Sirène's altar and make offerings to her, asking her to bless and empower this mixture. Once your ritual is complete, of course, store this bowl in the fridge, because it's in her morada manifestation, la Sirène is a very cool-tempered lua. Once this mixture is prepared, rub this all over yourself, but do not get any on your head, especially the crown of your head, or the Sirène may come and take your soul, which leads to catatonic states, impaired cognitive functions, and mental disorder. Now, she can be a very powerful ally to work with if you treat her with the respect and authority of the divine queen she clearly is. She's an extremely powerful companion, helping you amass riches, stay beautiful, and helping you increase your animal magnetism and charm. This has been La Sirène. I'm Papa Smoke. Stay tuned later on for the demon videos later on in the week, and don't do anything I won't do, which ain't a right lot. I bubba La Sirène, I bubba Lua. Peace.